Hey guys, what's going on? It's Titan here once again, and we are back with an unusual video today. But a lot of you have been asking me what PC settings do I have when I play Black Ops 3, what my sensitivity is, what my PC settings are. So I'm just gonna be briefly showing this to you as a video and also commenting on some of these. Now, first thing, navigating into menu options and graphic settings, your display mode should be always full screen. This is what I run. Window mode full screen, and windowed will always give you FPS problems, so just run it on full screen. The monitors is basically how many monitors you have. I have two, but I use my main monitor, which is my first one. The screen resolution is 1920 by 1080, which is the highest of my monitor, and I also recommend you guys put it on the highest resolution for the best FPS and the best gaming experience. Now also refresh rate, you should set this to your highest monitor's refresh rate again for FPS as well. Also render resolution, you should leave this to 100% unless you have like triple monitor setup or something along those lines, or maybe if you have a 4K monitor then you can set it to higher, but unless you don't have a 4K monitor, leave it to 100. Display gamma and brightness, not gonna talk about it because that's just straightforward. Field of view, this is something that console players don't have. This is the field of view that I actually use. But when you set your field of view, you also have to keep in mind that above 80 may result in lower frame rate and some graphical issues. Now, I am going to be leaving my PC specs up on the screen when we get to advanced PC settings, but we're gonna talk about that as well. Max frames per second, I would suggest you guys to leave this on the max possible settings. This is so you get the max FPS in your game. Also, if you have sync every frame checked, uncheck that straight away because it will cap your FPS to your monitor's refresh rate, which means you will lag a lot and you have a lot of FPS drops. So even if you have a beast PC, you should uncheck this. Draw FPS will only draw an FPS counter up on the top right of your screen. Now all this you can pause the video and you can check and you can copy if you want to. Now here we are at the advanced game settings. Now this is something that you should not copy off me, and the reason for that is because everyone has different PC settings and different PC setup. So I'm just gonna leave my PC setup in this blank screen here so you guys can see and maybe make a comparison. Mostly all these settings that I have it on highest settings, but that is because I actually have a GTX 980 and all these settings usually use up a lot of graphic card power, so a GTX 980 can actually handle a lot of pressure, which and that is the card that I have, as you can see in the screenshot. But this is the settings that I have. You can pause the video again, take a look at them. I don't run shadow map quality, I don't run any shadow settings on the highest settings, and the reason for that is because they eat a lot of GPU power in every single game, not just in Black Ops 3 or Call of Duty. So also I don't use volumetric lighting because this also eats up a lot of energy of my graphics card, so this is also switched off. Everything else is basically turned up to highest settings. Now I also promised you guys that I'm going to be showing my mouse settings, so here we go. This is my mouse settings. I don't have frame smoothing, I don't have invert mouse obviously, and I have free look enabled. My mouse sensitivity, which is the most asked questions by subscribers or other people, is I actually tend to play on a really low sensitivity. Also in Windows I have only 1000 DPI, and the reason for this is because it allows me to aim and track enemies way more smoother. If you have a really high sensitivity, you won't be able to actually keep track of your enemy and your aim will be all over the place. This is why I use lower sensitivity, and also for you guys, that are just starting out, I would actually recommend lower sensitivity as well. Mouse acceleration, I also recommend this to switch it completely off with mouse filtering. What these does is basically if you try to aim or try to track someone, and if you drag your mouse across your mouse pad, basically when you stop, the mouse will, or the cursor or your aim will still only slide a little bit. So I don't actually like this option, so I like to have full control over my mouse. I don't need mouse acceleration, so that's why I have these switched off. But again, these were the settings and the options that I play with. Again, keep in mind that these settings may not work for you because your PC might be different than mine. But again, I will leave my PC settings down below in the description if you want to check the full specs out and, you know, make a comparison on your own and maybe set your settings the same way or maybe similar. But again, this was the video. I know it was short and brief and no gameplay, but this was requested by a lot of people, so you know, I just recorded and made an upload. But thank you guys so much for watching. As usual, stay well, stay awesome, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.